Hello, everybody. Welcome to Haiku Talk. I am your host, Ben Ga, your friendly neighborhood haiku poet. And today we're going to take a look at a senryu from the latest issue of Failed Haiku. And it's from Ken Slaughter with the first line of Zoom Therapy. All right, so it's that time. Sit back, grab yourself a tasty beverage, and let's senryu. Okay, welcome back. We are looking at a senryu today from the latest issue of Failed Haiku by Ken Slaughter. First line of Zoom is Zoom Therapy. This senryu does follow the fragment and phrase template, where the fragment is the first line and the phrase is lines 2 and 3. And the poem goes like this. Zoom Therapy. We discuss my background. Zoom Therapy. We discuss my background. It's just a really nice, delightful, clever poem. Makes me happy and smile on a lot of levels. Haiku language, I've talked about this in sessions past, or episodes past. I say there are 3 S's in haiku language. The first one is simple, the second one is succinct, and the third one is suggestive. And this one uses all 3 of these very well, and yet it's still also very playful in the language that's used. So let's go break this down line by line, and we'll talk through the 3 S's a little bit, and also talk about that playful language. So that first line, Zoom Therapy. Zoom Therapy. Now this is definitely a line that means a lot to us in this current day and age, in our post-COVID world, where we all got to learn what Zoom is, and we all got to learn what, everything that can be done via Zoom. And the fact now that you can go visit your therapist by a Zoom call is actually pretty amazing, because you don't actually have to leave your house, and it makes it a lot more accessible to people. I know I've used it, and I know a lot of other friends of mine that are in therapy for different things have used it as well. And so it's a line that, I always say it needs to kind of grab your attention, put you in a place and time. Well, this definitely has many layers of meaning, and it definitely grounds me right smack dab in the present. I know 5-6 years from now, if I look back at this poem, it's going to take me right back to this time that we're in right now, provided there's not some other big, horrible thing that happens, it's lurking in our future. But anyway, it does put me in a time and place. It has a lot of layers of meaning, and I sit with it, I know what it is, and I'm curious to know where the poem's going to take me through Zoom Therapy. We're sitting here, I'm speaking to you via YouTube through a nice camera and stuff, and it's, a similar type of thing where you're watching this, getting maybe a little bit of YouTube therapy if you find this therapeutic. But yeah, Zoom Therapy, man, it's the thing. It's the thing now. And what a great first line. And it is something that is of our time. I've talked about this in an episode or 2 ago about how it's important to write from the time that you're in, and not try to write like the old masters or pretend that you're writing in a previous time. You definitely want to pick up tricks and traits from people that have come before you, but you always want to write from the age that you're in. And this one, that first line, man, you can't get more topical, more of the moment than that. So line 2 is, we discuss. We discuss. 2 words. Love it. And we discuss ties into the therapy part. So it's a nice bridging line, and it's very succinct. There's very simple. Nothing more needs to be said than those 2 words. It's really nice. The words are simple, and the three S's. They are succinct, and it is suggestive because it says we discuss, and we don't know what they're discussing yet, but it's suggesting that there's a discussion. We know that this is therapy, and so the imagination is left to try to fill in those gaps. And we're going to hook down to line 3 to try to give a little bit more color of those gaps. The third line is my background. My background. And that's just a wonderful third line because it speaks to what you discuss in therapy. You talk about yourself, where you're from, what's going on in your life, what's the background, the backstory of the problems or whatever you're trying to experience. But this is Zoom therapy, so you're doing that via Zoom, but also playing off of that is Zoom. It's talking about the background, what you see in the frame behind that camera. So it's a double play on that word background and what you're discussing. And it's very skillfully crafted by using that simple, succinct language so that you don't have, it's cut out. There's no fat in this poem at all. No extra line, no extra word, no extra point of description. It is perfectly, tightly succinct. And the play on language is not something that's very show-offy. It's not flashy. It's not saying, look what I can do. It's just very clever, very intertwined, and it's just the double meanings hold together so tightly that you can't help but read it and have both of those double meanings hit you at the same time. And that's a real trick. That's a real challenge. You have to have a lot of skill to do stuff like that. And when I see it, it just makes me smile. It's like hearing a really, really well-told joke or something like that, where it just holds together really well, and you get to that end and you're like, oh yeah, there it is. Zoom therapy. We discuss my background. A lot of fun. So thank you, Ken Slaughter, and thank you, Failed Haiku, for this wonderful piece. And thank you for tuning in to Haiku Talk for yet another episode 41. And if you have stumbled upon this channel a couple times and haven't subscribed yet, think about subscribing. It does help the channel. And if you do subscribe, think about ringing the bell to get notified when new episodes do appear. And again, they're about at a cadence of about once a week. And last but not least, if you like this episode, hit the thumbs up. Much appreciated if you do. And if not, that's okay. Either way, thanks for watching. Hope everything's right and well in your world. And until next time, cheers.